Yo, fuck the intro. Yo, let me put it to y'all guys like this. I don't know what the fuck is up with a lot of you Xbox fanboys. I'm not talking about Xbox fans, people that enjoy Xbox that just loves playing it. I'm talking about the stupidest fucking, I don't even know what the fuck to call you guys. It's just y'all fucking Xbox fanboys is fucking retards. Straight up. Y'all some dumbass motherfuckers. A lot of you motherfuckers don't know the difference between a remake, remastered, or a remade. And there's difference between every one of them. And what makes it fucking funny, I put up a video talking about how Xbox fanboys hate remasters but love the Xbox backwards compatibility. And not one of you X-Facts was able to tell me the reason why you hate remakes, well, remades or remasters, but love the backwards compatibility. See, I can understand for something that you want and ask for, but let me ask you this: as long as it's something that the Xbox fanboys want, it's fucking okay. But if it's something that Sony fans want, it's what? Oh, it's garbage. Oh, y'all don't have nothing. Let me put it to you like this, and let's put it as facts. Y'all not getting shit until holiday season. It's been a dry fucking season for Xbox. And it's being straight up the truth. Y'all not getting shit besides Gears of War, which is a fucking remaster. And I had a dipshit come up on my fucking page and say, Gears of War Ultimate Edition is not a remaster, it's a remake. Let's tell you exactly the difference between a remake, remaster, and remade. And I'm going to show you the difference between each one of these fucking points. Now let's start off with remake. A remake is a game that's obviously built from the ground up with different polys, different character figures, different voiceovers, different characters, telling the same fucking story, but in a different way than what the original character or the original character's movie or story was. That's the difference between a remake. Basically, you taking something that was originally made, remake it with different characters, a different model, and a different perspective, but telling the same fucking story as what the original one was. That's a remake. For example, Resident Evil that came out, what, in 1996, I believe? And how it was remade, that you see right now on your PlayStation 4 and your Xbox One. And the Xbox 360 and the PS4, I believe those two, PS3, the extra two consoles that came on. Those are remakes. That's the definition of a remake. As movies as RoboCop, Total Recall, as movies as, what else? Let me see. The Amazing Spider-Man, from the original Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. Those are all movies that was remade, including Superman. You know what's the difference? Like, let's get to the point of remastered. Star Wars trilogy. You have things that was remade. They took some scenes, remade it, but it was still as a remastered. Only thing they did was enhance the visuals from back in the 1980s and put it up to date to DVD and Blu-ray, which is remastered with a little bit of stuff that they included some visuals from deleted scenes or whatever extras that they may had that they had saved and just added the stuff. For example, the scene where Jabba and Han Solo is walking to the Millennium Falcon. All that was remastered with some deleted scenes that they already had or whatever visual effects that they added towards that remaster. It wasn't remade. It wasn't a remake. It was just extra stuff put in. Now, games as, now we're going to talk about remade. Actually, we're going to take as we're going to talk about remade. For example, Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 was remastered and remade. You want to know how you want to figure? When Grand Theft Auto 5 came out for the Xbox 360 and the PS3, features that's on the Xbox One, PS4, PC is not into the game, and that's not considered as a port. You can call it a port if you want to, but it's not considered a port. I also have links and articles actually telling you it's not a port. Because basically what they did was take the original game that was made from the Xbox and remade it and put it in a first person perspective. Everything that was on the game has been visually improved. Nothing was remade. A remake is something completely different. It was remade, meaning they took the models, remastered that. Cars model, remastered it, added more textures, added more to the resolution, added more towards the frame rate. That's what you call a remastered. They remade it for the Xbox One and the PS4 for the first person mode view. That was actually rebuilt. It wasn't remade. It was a it wasn't a remake. It was a remade. So they took something from the beginning, added a new feature into it that was remade to actually work on a remastered product. For example, we're going to go into different parts of the videos as we coming up on the screen now to show you the difference between a remastered and a remake. For example, I already stated about Resident Evil. Those are remakes. We're going to show the difference of a remastered. And let's look at the videos now. As you can see on the screen from the previous video that we was looking at, that was the first one, the one that you seen of Tomb Raider. That was the Xbox 360 version. As you're looking at now, this is the PS4 version. As you can see, the model, the textures, the enhancement, the poly, the character is completely different. You see the physics is different. You see the frame rate is different. You see more of the fire on. As you can see the fire on the screen, the water is moving, how it's clear. You notice the texture in her hair is loose strands instead of being stiff. As you can see in this video right here, as we gonna proceed, and I'm gonna speed up this video a little to show you the difference between the original and the remastered edition. So we're gonna skip a little bit forward and we're gonna look at the hair textures on towards the gameplay. Okay, as you can see right here, you can see the hair textures different from the previous version that you've seen from the earlier videos that I showed of Tomb Raider. So as you can see right here, you can see the strands of her hair, you can see more of the elements, the water moving, and the different frame rate. As you can see, her clothing is actually wet compared towards her clothing on the other part, which originally came out for the Xbox 360. This is the elements and anti-alias that you couldn't get before when it was remastered. So let's look at these videos side by side. As you can see on the screen, you have the original, then you have the remastered. The left side is the original, the right is the remastered. You can see where stuff is remastered at, textures, elements, everything that makes a remastered different from the original. So let's take a look at The Last of Us from the original and the remastered. Okay, as you can see on the screen, on the left side, you got The Last of Us. With the colors, the textures, everything that is not crispy, that doesn't pop, that fades, the color is faded out. The grass is faded, it's not a dark green, it's more like a blur green. Because you want to know why? The original was made at 720p, 30 frames per second. But when you look at the remastered edition, you have textures, colors, all the above that pops. You want to know why it pops? Because the textures, the graphics, the enhancement, the physics, all has been reimproved to make it look better on the PS4. Running at full 1080p, 60 frames per second. As the original Last of Us was made at 720p, 30 frames per second. But the remastered was basically made to run at full 1080p, 60 frames per second. Option to change it and unlock it from 30 frames to 60 frames. Or some of you Xbox fanboys may say 45, which doesn't matter. Point is, you Xbox fanboy community is what destroys gaming, not the Xbox community. Because the difference between an Xbox fan and an Xbox fanboy is that fanboys won't let bygones be bygones. Xbox fanboys has to always defend their preferred company. So does Sony fans, but not as much as Xbox fans. See, the Xbox fanboy community is what's destroying gaming. As much as I don't want Sony to dominate, because then we have to deal with their bullcrap, Sony and Microsoft and all these fucking fanboys need to fucking cut out the bullshit. And what really pisses me off is when y'all sit up there, your Xbox fanboys sit up there and say, Gears of War, it's not a remastered, it's a remake. Let me ask you this question. Is Gears of War remade? No. Is it a remake? No. Is it remastered? Yes. Here's the big question. If it's a remake, does Marcus look different? Is it a different character model? Is the environment, background, and the whole thing that you know about Gears of War different? No. Same background, same environment, same story. So before you sit up here and talk about how a game is a remake, know your facts before you coming on my channel with that bullshit. And I am so glad that I handed in my Xbox fanboy card when the PS4 was released.